What was the Pax Romana? The Pax Romana was the height of the Roman Empire, a period of peace, prosperity, and stability that lasted from 27 BCE to 180 CE, roughly 2 centuries. Pax Romana, or the Peace of Rome, stretched from the time of Augustus Caesar through the reign of Marcus Aurelius. Throughout this time period, Roman legions ensured the order and security were maintained in various provinces and areas of the vast empire. Marcus Aurelius, a follower of the Stoic philosophy, is regarded as perhaps the greatest of Roman emperors, alongside Caesar Augustus, and the height of the empire was achieved during his reign. During this time, no other country or force was strong enough to challenge the Roman Empire, so citizens turned their attention to commerce, learning, the arts, and literature, all of which flourished. The Pax Romana ended during the reign of Marcus Aurelius' successor and son, Commodus, whose erratic behavior contributed to the end of the Pax Romana. What is the legacy of ancient Rome? Since the Romans borrowed and adapted the ideas of the Greeks with whom they had come into contact about 300 BCE, and later conquered in 146 BCE, the culture of ancient Rome is sometimes called Greco-Roman. Over the course of centuries, Romans spread their ideas throughout their vast empire. They also developed a legal code which outlined basic principles while remaining flexible enough that lawyers and judges could interpret the laws, taking into consideration local customs and practices. The Justinian Code of 527 CE later became the model for legal systems in Europe and in Latin America. Further, Roman armies built a network of roads, aqueducts, and tunnels, putting in place an infrastructure that outlasted the empire itself. Latin, the Roman language, remained the language of educated Europeans for more than 1,000 years, while the Latin-based or Romance languages of Italian, French, and Spanish took over everyday communication. The economic system put in place during the height of the Roman Empire with a centrally controlled money supply also had lasting effect. Though the empire had crumbled by 476 CE, its cultural, social, and economic establishments continued to have validity well into the Middle Ages, 500 to 1350. Who were Julius and Augustus Caesar? Julius Caesar was a decorated general known for leading Roman soldiers to victory and conquest in Gaul. He later became the ruler of Rome, serving as dictator from 49 to 44 BCE. Several senators, including a few of Caesar's friends, stabbed him to death in the Forum. His grandnephew, Gaius Octavius, served as Roman emperor from 31 BCE to 14 CE. He took the name of Augustus, which translates into revered one. What is the difference between the Roman Empire and the Holy Roman Empire? Roughly 4.5 centuries separated the two empires, both of which were comprised of vast regions of Western and Central Europe. The Roman Empire was established in 27 BCE. When Augustus, also known as Octavian, 63 BCE to 14 CE, the grandnephew, adopted son, and chosen heir of Julius Caesar, 100 to 44 BCE, became emperor, his empire lasted until 476 CE when Rome fell to the Germanic tribes. The Holy Roman Empire began in the mid-900s CE when Otto I, 912 to 973 of Germany, gained control of most of the northern and central Italy. Pope John XII, 937 and 964, crowned Otto emperor in 962. In the 1200s, this area of power officially became known as the Holy Roman Empire. The Holy Roman Empire was dismantled on July 12, 1806. In the Confederation of the Rhine, which brought most of the German states under French domination, the result of the Napoleonic Wars. But even after Napoleon Bonaparte, 1769 to 1821, was permanently ousted as head of France in 1815, there were no attempts to reinstate the Holy Roman Empire. What happened to the Celts during the Roman Empire? The Celts were an Indo-European people who, by 500 BCE, had spread across what is now France, Italy, Portugal, Spain, and the British Isles, and by 200 BCE had expanded as far as the present-day Bulgaria and Greece. When the Romans conquered much of Europe about 300 BCE, many Celts were absorbed into the Roman Empire. However, those Celts living in Ireland, Scotland, Wales, southwest England, and Brittany, and northwestern France were able to maintain their cultures, and it is in these regions that people of the Celtic origin still live today. What is known about the Celts prior to the Roman Empire? Before Europe was conquered by Rome, Celts, who were themselves divided into smaller tribes, had become rather advanced in many ways. Their society was divided among three classes: commoners, the educated, and aristocrats. They formed loose federations of tribes, raised crops and livestock, used the Greek alphabet to write their own language, and were among the first peoples in northern Europe to make iron. They also developed a form of metalwork that most people today recognize as Celtic, called lateen. They never formed one united nation, however, so that when Roman armies swept across Europe, the Celtic tribes were overrun.